The AP just released their new top 25 poll, and they showed a lot of disrespect towards the University of Miami. So how is it that Miami is one of the few remaining unbeaten teams left in college football, but yet Texas, Oregon, and Penn State, all three of those schools are unbeaten. They're 1, 2, and 3, but Miami, they fall right behind Ohio State and Georgia, who both have 1 losses. I get that Miami has had a couple of close calls in their last couple of games against Virginia Tech and Cal. You can say that the boys and the white and black kind of assisted them in those wins, but what matters is how you win. All right, and how Miami has won is that they've been able to come from behind, be able to show a lot of resiliency and toughness, and they were able to win close games. Meanwhile, Alabama lost a close game to Vandy, but yet they still are ranked inside the top 10. Tennessee lost to Vanderbilt. Well, they lost to Arkansas on the road, and they got into a dogfight against Florida, right? They're still ranked inside of the top 10. But yet, you got a Miami team that right now is undefeated, and people are talking about them like they're a 3-4 loss team when they still are 6-0. So why is it that the AP poll has Miami ranked against 2 teams that just recently lost? Georgia lost a few weeks ago to Alabama at home, the same Alabama team that lost to Vandy. Georgia is not as good as what Miami is this year from a talent standpoint. And then when you look at Ohio State, bro, you just lost to Oregon this week, man. Yeah, it was a 1-point loss, and you were an evenly matched team, but that still doesn't excuse you for being ahead of Miami with 1 loss over an undefeated team. Like, what the hell are the AP voters doing when they come out with these polls, man? Because you got to respect Miami being undefeated. Yeah, you can say that Miami may not be as good as what their record showed, but being undefeated has to mean something, doesn't it? I mean, you're 6-0, Georgia has a loss, and yet Ohio State just lost, and Miami is ranked behind these 2 schools. That makes no sense to me. And it's not like Georgia has had any impressive wins this year. Like, what is Georgia's most impressive win? Blowing out Clemson, who people don't even know how good Clemson is? Can we show the Hurricanes a little bit more respect for being undefeated? You know, because this is a slap in the face to what has been one of the best starts that this program has gotten out to in recent history. Cam Ward has been a Heisman contender ever since week 1 of this year. He's played some outstanding football. He's going to be a first-round pick in next year's draft. Just to have Miami, who's 6-0, behind 2 1-loss teams is really disrespectful. Miami deserves to be at least the 4th-rated team in college football. Wouldn't we agree with that? Like, you can say that Penn State hasn't really had an impressive win. You know, beating USC, I don't really think means that much anymore when they've already lost to Michigan and Minnesota. What are we doing here? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I can't really wrap my head around Miami being ranked behind Ohio State and Georgia when they currently are 6-0. It doesn't matter how you win as long as you win. Style points doesn't mean anything this year, man. Like, Alabama was struggling to beat South Carolina. Tennessee had to go in overtime against Billy Napier and the Florida Gators. Come on, man. Like, I don't care about the margin of victory. All I care about is if you were able to win. With how crazy college football has been, you don't care how you win as long as you're able to walk away with the victory. That's all that matters. Let's stop trying to act like Miami is some 3-4 loss team when the record shows otherwise. They should be ranked in the top 5 along with Texas, Oregon, and Penn State. Ohio State can be right behind them at 4. Georgia could be right behind them at 4 or 5, however you want to put it. Miami deserves to be ranked ahead of these 2 1-loss squads. You know, Miami should not be right behind 2 teams that aren't undefeated. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Hey man, have you hit that like button yet? Have you subscribed to the channel? Because if not, what are you doing? Only takes less than a second to do so, man. I love football. You love football. This is the best place to be if you are a diehard fan of football, man. We're talking NFL, college football, 24/7, 365 days a year. If you are a diehard football fan, this is the right place for you. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon so you don't miss when we drop new content, and go live.